Thank you everybody for watching this video. Push the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and push that notification bell. It will help us tremendously to grow this channel. We have a bunch of stuff coming out for you, the fans, unique content, so please stay tuned. JHK here for the All-Star, and joining me right now is UFC middleweight Eryk Anders. Eryk, thank you so much. You're sitting in Arizona. How's the weather?
Dude, it's beautiful. You know, every time I leave somewhere, they say Happy Thanksgiving, and you know, it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving out here. You know, the leaves aren't changing colors, the weather's not cold, so you know, I keep forgetting where I'm at, and you know that you know, in Alabama, you know, it's cold. That you know, all the leaves are yellow and orange and whatnot. So it's like, oh yeah, it is Thanksgiving out here. I forgot.
But when it gets hot in Alabama, is it like harder to deal with compared to Arizona?
Man, they're like different extremes. You know, we have the humidity in Alabama, so you know, when they say it's 100 degrees, it may really only be 90, but with the heat index and the humidity, it's up there. And I feel like the winters are colder where it's humid too, because you know the moisture in the air kind of makes it cooler. Here, man, it gets to like 124. I came out here for a little bit in the summer, and it was 124. That's no humidity, no nothing, man. You walk outside and you feel like you're in an oven. So, but you know, the rest of the year out here, it's perfect, man. You know, perfect running weather. Everybody's outside, especially now this time of year. And yeah, the weather here is much more enjoyable, I think, than the hot, muggy South.
Yeah. Well, as an athlete, it's probably better for you, that weather.
I really don't care, you know. Out here, I feel like it kind of, once you're done training, you cool down a little bit faster. You stop sweating. You know, in Alabama, I'll take a shower, get out of the shower, and I'm still sweating. I'm just like, what was the point of me even taking a shower in the first place, you know? So I prefer the dry heat, but you definitely got to have the chapstick and lotion on deck out here.
For sure, for sure. Now, you were set to fight in early November with Roman Dolezal. What exactly happened to that fight?
I got COVID a few weeks before the fight, and you know, the UFC and my management, they just didn't know how the after effects of COVID would affect. So, you know, they pulled the fight, err on the side of caution, I suppose, and then he was supposed to fight Brendan Allen, and then now he's not fighting Brendan Allen, and Brendan Allen's fighting somebody else. Oh, and he was supposed to fight Kyle Dawkins, or Chris Dawkins, one of the Dawkins brothers. And then he was supposed to fight Brendan Allen, and now he's not fighting anymore. So, you know, at the end of the day, it kind of worked out for my benefit. I got more time to train, more time to prepare, and I'm also fighting a higher-ranked guy. So, you know, it kind of worked out in my favor, I suppose.
Blessing in disguise. Did the COVID actually affect you any?
Man, I had a fever for a day. I sweated, you know, in my sleep, you know, kind of, it was just like the regular flu, you know. So for me, it wasn't a big deal. You know, I understand that not everybody has the same reaction to COVID or whatever, but you know, I was good to fight. They just didn't know how my lungs and heart and stuff would be after. So, you know, that's the reason why they pulled the fight.
Yeah, I've talked to a few fighters behind the scenes. I'm not going to release any names, but they've told me that they've gotten COVID early in their training camps, and they've gotten over it, you know, with enough time, right? Enough weeks left to actually train for the fight. So I think a lot of people that watch the sport, they don't understand that these fighters could be going in there somewhat compromised.
Yeah, sure. You know, but for me, you know, my lungs are still good. I keep track of my heart rate with the heart rate monitor during training, and you know, everything is good. And yeah, you know, it just kind of felt like the seasonal flu, and didn't really feel any effects after a day, you know. But you know, I guess the thing is highly contagious and affects people in different ways. So, you know, I had to take a week off of training, and then went home because my fight got canceled. And I was home for like 3 or 4 days, and then they said, "Do I want to fight Andre on the 11th?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So, you know, I wasn't even home a week before I was back out here in Arizona training.
For sure. And when you got back out there, I believe Jon Jones was out there making a visit. Did you get to move around with him, you know, conversate, you know, have fun, I guess?
Yeah. I didn't really move around with him as opposed to for him. Eddie Chow was showing him a couple things, and he's actually out here right now. I think him and his family are spending Thanksgiving out here. So, you know, yeah, the thing about you know guys of his caliber like Cejudo and Davidson Figueroa's out here now too, is you know as an athlete at the highest level, you get to pick their brain, and kind of see what their mentality is like before a fight or during training camp or how they train or, just about everything encompassing, them going into a fight and how they get prepared for a fight. And, sometimes some guys have some stuff that, I may not particularly like or believe in or whatever. So you get to like pick and choose and, whatever sticks with you, sticks with you. But at the end of the day, I think there's some core things that all the champions have, philosophically, that they can all agree on in terms of work and training and rest, recovery, and mentality and things like that. So it's just been awesome to, kind of be able to talk to these guys and, awesome for them to want and be able to share and articulate the information and the things that are going through, working in between their ears, getting ready for a fight.
Definitely. And Eddie Cha, one of the best striking coaches in the game right now. You guys have built a relationship. How has that been going?
Man, it's great. I wish I'd have met Eddie 10 years ago, when I first started MMA. But, we're here now. I think I'm getting better, faster. At 34 years old, I feel like this is my athletic prime. I feel better now than I ever did, even in my early 20s playing football, And the combination between him, Santino DeFranco putting together a game plan and developing a skill set, and Chad Ike and with the strength and conditioning and everything that they have going on here at Fight Ready is just my confidence is an all-time high going into these fights.
Yeah, it seems like Fight Ready is becoming like what you consider a sports franchise in many ways, like Sanford MMA.
Yeah. They have the recovery stuff set in place. They have sauna, cryotherapy. They anything you need to achieve your maximum potential. They have it here.
Has any of the science blown your mind, like working with those guys over there?
Man, really working with Chad, the strength and conditioning coach. They have like Neuroforce One, and they have all these other things. But Chad, was an Olympic alternate for powerlifting. Trained and coached at the Olympic Training Center for several years as coach. Athletes from every major league sport and hockey and all that other stuff. So, man, just the wealth of knowledge that he has, it's the leanest I've ever been. This is the least injury, least. I haven't had very many camps where I haven't had an injury or had a bunch of aches and pains. But at the same time, I'm getting stronger, faster, more explosive. My cardio's on point. So, man, when you come here, man, you take all the thought out of everything. Man, you just show up, do what they say, trust in the process, and it will yield the result.
Yeah, that's the perfect storm for a professional athlete, right?
Absolutely.
Now, your last, especially in your last two fights, you shown it. The other fight, you couldn't control that. That just happened. And Andre Muniz, man, he's a prospect in the division. What are your thoughts on him and what he brings to the matchup?
Super talented guy, man. Not everybody, can take down Jacare, first of all, and then to not only submit him but to break his arm is pretty impressive. That guy's a several-time world champ, Abu Dhabi champ, won every major jiu-jitsu competition there is, and he subbed them in the first round. You know, um, so yeah, his resume and pedigree speaks for itself. Super dangerous guy, but I think his only chance to win the fight is to get it to the ground. So, looking to sprawl and brawl and keep it on the feet and, get that finish.
For sure. Fight ready. You mentioned the coaches. What is the squad around you? The bodies that are helping you.
Uh, Ray Waters, he's an unknown guy right now, but that's just because y'all don't know about him yet. But he's fighting for LFA here next week, so he's looking to go out there and collect another W. Fabio Charant.
Yes.
I probably butchered his name.
No,
but,
perfect.
He's out here helping me. Big, strong, and explosive guy. A lot of experience. He's helping me. And then, man, this is a hotbed for wrestling. A lot of the guys, go from Arizona State wrestling to fight ready to train. So, man, I'm wrestling with some of the best wrestlers in the nation and training and, really working on keeping it on the feet.
How has it been keeping up with the young college kids?
Well, at this point, I got age, and with age comes experience. So, whereas, when you're young, especially in MMA, some of these guys are square peg, round hole kind of thing. And I'm, a little bit more savvy and, how to conserve energy and weather a storm and, just, a few tricks to, keep it on the feet or whatever it is that we're doing. Sparring, keep, wrestling or whatever, So, MMA isn't just wrestling. MMA isn't just boxing, where a lot of these guys, these younger guys, they're still learning how to put everything together. I've already been down that road and kind of figured out my game and, kind of help show them the ropes a little bit.
Yeah, the veteran. Now, how do you see yourself taking out Muniz?
Definitely looking to sprawl and brawl, man. It's no secret. You watch my film, you watch my tape. I like to keep it on the feet, keep it standing, and, let the hands go a little bit. And, I think he'll be looking to do the exact opposite. So I think that this is a classic striker versus grappler match. And whoever can implement their game plan better is the guy who's going to come out there with their hand up. And I have the utmost confidence in my ability to do so and, go out there and try to collect that performance of the night bonus.
For sure. And like you said, the matchup, you guys going to probably scramble a lot. Do you expect that?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, I don't think Jacare's been taken down since he fought for Strikeforce. So however many fights he had in the UFC, no one's taking him down. So yeah, I'm sure he'll look to take me down several times, and he may get one. But I just got to be cautious getting up without giving up my neck or my arm, and make him work.
A couple more questions. PTSD from like injuries, weight cuts, losses, or even just damage taken in a fight. Do you feel like that has a big effect with fighters in MMA?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, sometimes when a fighter gets drugged into that deep water or they take a beating or they get knocked out when they thought they couldn't get knocked out or whatever, some of them don't fight the same. And, even including myself, I think after the Thiago Santos fight, I really haven't fought, what got me to, like how I got to the Thiago Santos fight or how I fought in the Santos fight. But I think there's stuff that, fighters can do to kind of get over that and, maybe see a hypnotist or a therapist or a psychologist or whatever, I think I took a non-traditional route and kind of getting over that. And, I think that, the Eryk Anders of old is back, but with skill and a game plan, so, don't be surprised if you see your boy in the top 5 in 2022.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. And, you said non-traditional. Is something you don't want to talk about?
I mean, I just, I do the psychedelics, the mushrooms, the DMT, and smoke the toad, and the same toad that you like hear Joe Rogan and like Mike Tyson talk about. And I think that it just has it's a wild ride and has a crazy effect. And I wasn't really looking to kind of solve any problems that I might have. I just kind of wanted to, go on the ride and do it for the experience. And a lot of good things came out of it.
That's phenomenal to hear. Now, one last question, open-ended question. You could answer it any way you want. What keeps you up at night?
I don't sleep anyways. I'm not much of a sleeper. I probably average, 3 or 4 hours a night of sleep. But I've been that way since I was a kid, So I don't think any like deep thought or anything. I think I just, have a lot of energy, and uh, my brain is always working. And, thank God, because, I played football and now I get punched in the head and kicked in the head. So, it's good that my mind is always working instead of, gradually slowing down. So, I don't know what the reason is behind being up at night, but I really don't worry about anything. I don't like overthink anything or anything like that. I think I'm just kind of cool and chill. But man, it's just been that way since forever.
December 11th, UFC 269. Eryk Anders is back in action. Thank you, Eryk, so much for the time.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good one.